The free will defense. According to this theodicy, free will is an essential part of humanity, so therefore is the possibility of evil. This is because for humans to respond freely to God, they must be able to choose between loving good or committing evil of their own free will. For example, in the parable of the king and the peasant girl, the king wanted to make the peasant girl love him. However, if he forced the peasant girl to marry him, then he would never know if the girl truly loved him. Therefore, he disguised himself as a peasant and hoped that she would choose to love him. According to the free will defense, evil is the result of human action. Therefore, God is not to be held accountable. For example, murder is a choice that a human made, according to their free will. Of moral evil, this would jeopardize human freedom and take away the need for responsibility and development, which is why he couldn't intervene during the Holocaust. Evaluation of the free will defense. Modern philosophers generally support the view that if God gives humans free will, moral evil is a necessary possibility. Also, many support the view that free will benefits justify evil, such as developing virtues like courage. The free will defense can also account for some natural evil, such as death, because only in a limited lifetime can we have genuine responsibility for our actions, and it also limits how long an individual can inflict suffering. Therefore, death is necessary. Weaknesses. It can't explain natural evil. For example, floods and disease are independent of human action, for the most part, and can't be controlled by them, yet they still exist. Therefore, it doesn't justify natural evil. There are also many examples of natural evil that don't produce a greater good, according to William Rowe, such as animal suffering, where a deer gets trapped under a tree in a forest fire and suffers in intense agony for 3 days before finally dying, or a little girl who is raped and murdered by her drunken stepfather. If their death was necessary, there was no need for the suffering before all of this happened, as it doesn't create a greater good. Also, Mackie argues that God could have created a world where humanity had freedom of choice but would never want to sin,